Yo, what's up, you guys? Today I want to share a classic Neville Goddard story that'll show you just how powerful your imagination really is. You know what I'm saying? So, if there are things going on in your life right now that you're not too happy about and you want things to radically change, then yo, you're going to want to hear this. Alright, let's do this. In his book, Seed Time and Harvest, Neville talks about a woman who, for 2 years, had kept herself estranged from the three people she loved the most because of a conflict they had with each other. See, what happened was that she had a violent quarrel with her daughter-in-law that was so bad that she was ordered out of her son's home because of it. And the son was apologetic and reminded her how much he still loved her. But he said that he had to stick with his wife's decision since he loved her too. And plus, they lived in the same house. And so for 2 years, it's quite some time, she didn't see or hear from them at all. There was no correspondence between them whatsoever. She even sent her grandson at least a dozen gifts during that time, but still, nothing. Not one gift was ever acknowledged. And she knew that they were received too, because they were insured. It was pretty sad. So every time she thought of her family, which was every day, she carried on like this mental conversation with her daughter-in-law in her head, blaming her for the quarrel and accusing her of being selfish. In other words, the whole thing really got to her emotionally. Because here's this family that she loved so much, yet she felt ostracized from them. She was expelled from her son's home, for goodness sake. But here's the thing. She did nothing about revising the whole situation. Not until she heard Neville's lecture one night. And when she heard it, she suddenly realized, get this, that she was the cause of the prolonged silence and that she alone had to do something about it. How? By completely changing her inner talking, her inner conversation. Here's what she did. Ready? That very night, she sat down and in her imagination, she mentally wrote to herself two loving, tender letters, one from her daughter-in-law and the other from her grandson. The one from her daughter-in-law expressed like a great kindness for her, saying that they missed her, asking her when she was coming to see them. And the letter from her grandson said the words, "Grandmother, I love you," and thanking her for the last birthday present she sent him, and also expressing a feeling of sadness because he hadn't seen her, and begging her to come and see him soon. And so she read these letters over and over again, remember, in her imagination. And as she fell asleep, she took her imaginary hands and held these letters physically in her mind until, listen, she fell asleep in the joyful mood of having received the letters. Notice the details in the specific feelings, right? Anyway, she repeated this imaginary act each night for 8 nights. Check this out. On the morning of the 9th day, she received an envelope containing 2 letters, one from her daughter-in-law and the other from her grandson. And guess what? The letters were nearly identical to the letter she mentally written to herself a few days before. They were loving, tender letters, inviting her to visit them. Boom. Amazing, right? You see, by using her imagination consciously and lovingly, she shifted her reality in the direction she wanted it to go, despite what reason and her senses could have told her, like that her relationship was beyond repair. All right, real talk. What about you? What is it that you're wanting to shift and to manifest into your life? Okay? Maybe it has to do with money or your health or relationships. You decide. Now, you want to know why you are where you're at? Here's why. It's because of your inner conversation, your inner talking, straight up. So if you want a different reality, then you got to do what? You got to change your inner dialogue, plain and simple. How? Ask yourself, what would you think? What would you say? What would you do if you're already the person you want to be? And then begin to think and say and do those things inwardly and feel its reality for however long it takes. Shoot, you might get results tomorrow, the day after, a week, who knows? But you know what? Neville assures you that it'll come. It'll come. Because when you change your attitude, you change your position in life and you will get what you believe. Yeah. Alrighty guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and the bell right next to it to be notified of my next video. I'm pumping these out every single week so you don't want to miss them. If you're listening via podcast, I'd really appreciate a review. It gets more people to discover my work and of course help spread this message. And yo, don't forget to register for my free online training that'll seriously help you start manifesting the life you really want right now. So check it out The link's in the description. Like I always say, more's coming. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.